Hi, I'm Brandon Christopher King. Today we'll explore how potential energy, far from being something an object simply holds, is actually the result of flow configurations in the universe. This is the RLFlow model's take on potential energy, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew. Instead of seeing energy as something stored in objects, RLFlow sees it as something woven into the very fabric of reality, waiting for the right configuration to unleash its force. In this video, we'll dive into a new way of thinking about energy, not as something static, but as a living, dynamic flow that shapes everything around us. Let's unlock the universe's hidden power together. Imagine standing at the edge of a dam, looking down at the massive reservoir of water held back by its towering walls. The water isn't moving, but you can feel the energy it holds. Open the gates, and that stillness transforms into a roaring force, rushing through turbines, generating electricity, and powering entire cities. This is potential energy. At least, that's how we've always understood it. A stored capacity to do work, waiting for the right moment to be released. But what if I told you that this is just scratching the surface? That what we call potential energy isn't just about position, height, or mass, but is actually the result of flow patterns, an arrangement of energy waiting to reshape itself. Today, I want to introduce you to a radical new way of looking at energy. A perspective that doesn't see energy as something owned by objects, but as something woven into the very fabric of reality. This is the RLFlow model's take on potential energy, and once you see it, you won't look at the universe the same way again. The classical view, potential energy as stored work. For centuries, we've defined potential energy as the energy an object has due to its position in a force field, usually gravitational. You've heard the equation: energy equals mass times gravitational acceleration times height. Simple, elegant, and incredibly useful. It tells us that the higher an object is, the more energy it stores, ready to be converted into kinetic energy when it falls. But there's a problem with this definition. It treats energy as if it belongs to individual objects, as if it's something that can be contained, like a battery storing electricity. But energy isn't an isolated thing. It's not something an object owns. It's something that emerges from the way everything interacts. This is where RLFlow flips the script. It says, hold up, maybe energy isn't stored in objects at all. Maybe it's an aspect of how flows are arranged. Maybe what we call potential energy isn't about height and mass. It's about the structure of energy flows and how they're poised to change. RLFlow's view, potential energy as flow configuration. In RLFlow, everything, matter, forces, even space itself, is made of energy flows. Nothing is truly solid. What we call objects are just stable flow patterns. And potential energy? That's not something objects carry. It's the energy of a configuration waiting to reshape itself. Here's how we rethink potential energy in RLFlow. Instead of energy equals mass times gravitational acceleration times height, we express it as energy equals the integral of resonance times flow potential, integrated over space. Let me break this down. Resonance. This is the resonance intensity, a measure of how stable or dense the flow is at a given point. Flow potential. This is the flow potential describing how the energy is arranged and poised to be released. Integral over space. This means potential energy isn't just a number assigned to a single object. It's a property of the entire system, shaped by how energy flows are configured. So instead of thinking of potential energy as something stored in an object because of its height, RLFlow sees it as a dynamic arrangement of flows, where energy is waiting to be reshaped into motion or resonance. Why this changes everything? Energy is not stored, it's structured. If potential energy is about the arrangement of flows, then energy isn't something that sits around, waiting to be used. It's already active. It's just in a structured form that hasn't been converted yet. Think of a river behind a dam. The water isn't just sitting there, holding energy in a container. It's pressing against the dam, interacting with it, maintaining a delicate balance of forces. That balance is what we call potential energy. It's not stored. It's held in tension by the structure of the flows. Position alone doesn't define energy. Flow configuration does. In classical physics, potential energy is calculated purely based on height. But in RLFlow, it's not just about where something is, it's about how it interacts with the surrounding energy field. Metaphor: the stretched bowstring. Imagine pulling back a bowstring. The energy isn't in the bow or the string. It's in the configuration of the whole system, how the tension is distributed, how the forces are balanced. The moment you release it, the energy doesn't come from the bow. It comes from the way the entire structure reorganizes itself. That's exactly how potential energy works in RLFlow. It's not about an object's height. It's about how the flows in the system are arranged, ready to shift into new forms. A unified view of energy across all systems. This new way of looking at energy does something revolutionary. It unifies the way we think about gravitational, electromagnetic, and even quantum energy. Gravity. In RLFlow, a gravitational field isn't a mysterious force pulling objects down. It's a structure of flows bending space, storing potential energy in the way those flows are arranged. Electromagnetism. A charged particle's potential energy isn't just about its position in an electric field. It's about how the energy is configured between charges, ready to release when the system shifts. Quantum systems. Even at the quantum scale, energy isn't stored. It's poised in fluctuating resonance patterns, waiting for the right conditions to shift into kinetic or radiant energy. That means no matter what kind of system we're looking at, we don't need different equations for different forces. Potential energy is always about how flows are arranged and ready to change. One principle across all of physics. What this could mean for the future. If energy isn't something stored in objects, but something structured in flows, it means we could one day control that structure. Imagine technologies that reshape energy configurations to generate limitless power, or systems that manipulate flow patterns to alter gravity. Energy storage. If energy isn't stored but structured, could we design perfect flow configurations to maximize energy efficiency? Gravity manipulation. If gravitational energy is just flow resonance, could we engineer systems that adjust flow configurations to reduce or enhance gravity? Quantum control. If quantum uncertainty is turbulence in the flow field, could we stabilize it to create perfect quantum states? The possibilities are endless. But to unlock them, we need to stop seeing the universe as a collection of objects and start seeing it for what it really is, a continuous, evolving flow of energy and motion. Final thought, the universe as a structured flow field. So the next time you see a stretched bow, a dam holding back water, or even a storm building in the sky, remember this. You're not looking at energy that's stored. You're looking at energy that's waiting to shift. Potential energy isn't a passive thing. It's an active tension in the universe's flow. And when we learn to master it, we won't just understand the universe, we'll be able to shape it.